Welcome back to Swing Faults and Fixes with the M device. Alright, now we are outside. We're going to first put on our ankle straps. Those are the ankle straps, remember you need it, but we're going to put it on our feet. Make sure that the hook is on the outside of the foot and place it underneath the foot like this. Wrap it up, strap it up and Velcro, and it's tight. The hook's on the outside. What we're going to do first of all is just do some exercises, some loosening up. We're going to hook our cords onto our feet like this. We're going to then stretch the device right up on top. Okay, this is a all or whole body stretch. Very easy. Stretch as high as you can to the sky. Alright, now we're going to just do some turns just to get our back, our legs, everything working. Getting behind the target, getting behind the ball, and just twisting for the back, the torso, and the legs. Alright, now we're going to unhook cords from the feet and take the device, turn it around. We're going to step on the pole like that, and we're going to grab the device, the cords in our hands, and swing. This is for the shoulders, a little bit of the back. Okay, you can go faster if you like. Just go slowly in the beginning and faster as you're warming up. Alright, now for the chest and the back, we're going to just crisscross right over like this. Okay, the pressure remains on the pole as we are doing these exercises. Alright, now just for some rotator cuffs, and we're just going to fold them behind us and just turn. That's for the rotator cuff muscles, just like that. Okay, now we're just warming up the wrist. Just stretch and warming up the wrist, turning the wrist clockwise and anti-clockwise. And there we go. Just have to clean off our towel there, get it all nice and clean, and that's it. Ready to go. Alright, as you can see, there's some swing faults. The leg fault is up, no storing, no spring, no coil effect. It's a loss of power. Right, we're going to put the M device on like this. Right, take the one cord through the leg, over the right knee, and clip the left foot. Very easy. The next cord through the leg, just like this, over the left knee, and clip the right foot. There we go. Nice crisscross. Make sure it's stable on the top. Alright, as we open up our legs, the cord is going to pull our knees towards each other. And when we do this, it prevents us from moving the knee, and we can stabilize and coil in that right side. And this is how we take it off. Just go over like that. One of many ways to take it off, I must add. And we just unclip it from the feet like this. Yeah, this was probably the safest way of taking it off. And voila, there we go. Alright. Okay, the next fault, really, one of the faults is, as you can see, no movement. The arms remain very straight and the wrists remain very, very straight. The arms get way ahead of the body, and a lot of discoordination or disharmony in that golf swing. Alright, and the levers are not working, so we cannot get any storage of any power whatsoever. Alright, here's another example. The club goes way too steep, goes right across over our heads, and we're almost right across our heads. The club is very steep in this position. That means another disconnection from the whole body, and you're going to have a chopping effect, and you're going to come straight down, and you're going to dig really big divots in this one like this. Alright, just there's no control on this one, and there we go, digging in and going up right across. Okay. Right, the next fault really is we're going around the body. So the club becomes, instead of being steep, it's very, very flat. And when this happens, you're swinging around your body, there's not much power as well. So you're going to be really trying to swing, and It's really difficult to get the club back to the golf ball in this way. You're always going to be struggling to get the club back to the golf ball, and eventually you just have to swing around your body as much as you can and just sort of hope that you get the ball and go around there. No power in that whatsoever. Alright, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to take shafts, 3 shafts, and just place them on the ground. The first one is towards a target. Alright, we're then going to take another one and place it 45 degrees to that target line. Just like that. Just make sure it's 45 degrees and the other side 45 degrees for the follow through. Okay, we need some guidelines, some guidance, or some guidance to see where. There's another example of it. The orange is the target line and the 2 steel shafts 45 degrees. Where they cross is where your ball position will be. Right. So we need this in order for us to have some guidelines when we are using the device. We know where the club has to go, where it's moving to. Alright. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to first of all work on our first lever. So we're going to put the M device on like this, like we did the first time, through the legs, over the right knee, left foot, left knee, right foot. Okay, what we're going to do now is get the wrist involved. We're going to take the left cord, put the right hand inside and through, and then take the left cord with the right hand inside and through, just like that. The wrist in this position really can't move much, and we're really forcing our wrist. We're going to go to our target lines now, and we're going to just make some movements. And this, you can see the club is getting parallel to the ground at 45 degrees. Club head is nice and square, but your hands cannot move much now because it's got the cord around it. So it has to just make small little moves. If it tries to do anything else, you're going to stretch the cord and the cord's going to pull you right back into that position. So these movements, very shallow, very small, but the cord is helping to keep those hands in position. I'm going to speed up the movements a little bit just to feel how it goes. So you do it slowly in the beginning and just speed up at the end. Alright, let's take a look from another angle. Okay, here we go. Through the right, over the right knee, left foot. Through the legs, over the left knee, and the right foot. Very easy, you'll get used to that movement. Alright, now it's all clipped up. Okay, now what we're going to do, left arm, right wrist, inside, around, and over. Left cord, left arm, inside, around, and over. And there we go. As you can see, the wrist cannot move much. It stays in more or less that position. Alright, now from this angle we can see the wrist is moving up. We're getting the club parallel to the ground at 45 degree angle. Club face nice and square. We're just going to hold that position. And what we're doing now is holding the position so that we can check that the club shaft is in line with the shaft on the ground. And this helps us. And then we're going to come through and make sure our hands don't go much and just get that club again to the ground and make sure. So we'll just do that a couple of times. Do it slowly in the beginning just to get your start off. Your start off is an important aspect. So the cords are really pulling the wrist at this stage and they're keeping the wrist in a place. It also applies pressure to the wrist. So basically we know that the wrists are actually working now because your hands and your arms, or your hands let's say, are the first contact point for your golf club. So they have to work in some way. They will also work in the impact position. But in this case, so we are just training them to move in this fan-like shape, 45 degrees back and 45 degrees through. Okay, here we go again. I'll do that again. And as I'm doing it now, it's in slow motion, but I'm doing it a little faster just to get the feeling of getting the club in that, because when you move the club, it's moving. So just this gives you an idea of how the club moves. And the wrist, as you can see, the cords there, really stopping the hands from really moving all over the place. And if you are moving your wrist a lot away or your hands away from the body initially, this will really help you a lot and keeps them really still, and helps you to get that wrist movement back and through. And once you can set it up, it will help tremendously through the backswing. So that's what the cord does as you put it on for the wrist. Okay, and all the time just keeping an eye on those shaft angles and make sure the club face is nice and square back and through. Remember, not a lot of lower body or body movement as such. Alright, and to take it off, basically just unwind one hand, keep the cord with one hand, and unwind the cord with the other hand. Just shake the wrist out a little bit, and voila, all done. Alright, that's your first lever. What we're going to do now is the second lever, which is your right arm folding. So we're going to get the device, put it on, remember, right knee, over the right knee, left foot. Very easy now, through the legs, left knee, over, and right foot, clip. Okay, what we're going to do now is take the right cord, which is the red cord you can see with our left hand. We're going to take our right arm, just like this, put it right over, get the elbow in, and twist it over and under and in. What this does is keep the right arm really tight and really gets you, as you can see now, just folding that right arm. And that's what we're trying to do, create the second lever, just folding that right arm. Okay, and that's it. So what we're going to do is go back to our position. We're going to set it up with our first initial position, and from here we're just going to lift it over the right shoulder and watch the right side. The right arm will bend. It has to. The cord is pulling down on it, so it has to bend, and we get it over our right shoulder in a great position. Alright, let's take a look from another angle. Remember, through the legs, and you know what to do now. By now you should know what to do. Alright, there we go. Okay, here's with the arm over, under, around, and very easy. Keeps it nice and steady and stable for us. Okay, and as you can see, we've got our triangle on the floor. We're just going to initially get our first position, which is just getting the club parallel to the ground, 45 degrees. Alright, and now what happens, we're just going to go right over our right shoulder, and we're just making sure now, I'm just keeping an eye on that angle there, and then we're going to go straight up. Our shoulders are going to have a nice turn, and our right arm, watch, the right arm cannot go up now, it has to come down because the resistance cord is pulling down on it. And here we go. And there we go, right up. As you can see, the cord goes up, the cord's pulling, the arm's going up, but the cord's pulling down. And there we go in a nice full turn. Remember to use a long trousers and long sleeve t-shirt when using this device. If you are interested in getting this device, get hold of me on my email. I hope you enjoyed that. Cheers.